Hi, hello, how are you today? This is Jilly Bling. I have a project using timeless arrangement bundles. And a few weeks ago we did a card similar to this layout. It's called a column card. It will fold flat to fit into the envelope, but then this part pops up and it's got that little column, this little box right here. Excuse me, which makes it perfect for standing. Isn't that pretty? Are you wondering, where is that paper from? I just got it in the mail. And this is an online exclusive. Stampin' Up! Just released a handful of designer papers, DSP, and this is one of them. I'll show you the package of it. It comes with two other beautiful colors. So we'll be using Timeless Arrangements bundle. So here's a stamp set and then the dies. Okay, let me show you a few things. So, in the annual catalog on page 67 is where the bundle is. And they always have the best ideas. And these are pieces to make the project. We'll also be using distress gold, which is for these little hints of gold. And this is that paper. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's, I don't know, is it, I don't know that they show on here. I'm not sure if it's smoky slate or basic gray. Copper clay, lost the glue, pebbled path. I should have known. I love pebbled path. We'll be using this one. But the package of paper comes with these three different colors. One side is the foiled plaid, and then on the other side is more foiled plaid. I got started on this project just a minute ago and I had a coughing fit. So things are kind of, look how pretty that is. I want to use this one, but I'm trying, this is perfect for fall. Anyhow, so I started to do stuff and then I had the coughing fit and I'm back now. So a few things are already done. So here are the paper pieces. And what I already had got through was scoring this paper. And I'll put all the paper cut sizes on my blog, which is jillybling.com. And I'll put a list of all the products used in the description and then also on my blog. Then there's this piece here, which I scored, and I'll show you how I scored them. It's not hard at all. So for this piece, I scored it at 1. It's cut to 5.5 by 8 1/4. It's a little bit shortened. And then it's scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's what makes the column. Okay, so that one is done. And then this piece, which becomes this piece right here. And see there's like that little part that you put glue on right inside there. This piece is cut to 4 by 4 1/4. And I have a template for that. And I'll put pictures of the template on my blog too. Oh, here's the template, way on the bottom. So you cut it to 4 by 4 1/4, and then you scored at 3 and 4. So it's scored at 3 inches, 4 inches, which just leaves this little bit right here to put glue on to make the mechanism. Okay, and then I stamped this, and there's a lot of dies here. And I'll go through some of the dies so you're not, because if you get this set, you're kind of overwhelmed with what is all that stuff and how do I do it? And we'll use a handful of them, quite a few of them, but I'll make it a little bit easier so you're not so overwhelmed. So the stamp set comes with plenty of words, great words. It comes with dies to cut out many of these images, but it also comes with dies for the words, 3 different sizes. We'll be using the kind of thinner rectangular one, then there's this one, and then one that's just a little bit smaller. And they all work with this bundle. Okay, so I'll cut this out. and we'll get through this in a minute. So these pieces here, these strips of copper clay and crumb cake, I'm going to glue them together, and that is for this right here. So I'm going to glue all three of them together and run them through the embossing folder. And I could run the copper clay pieces through the embossing folder without having them attached, but when it's attached, it's a little bit bigger, easier to glue down, and it's a little bit more substantial. So here they are. Kind of cool, huh? And the embossing folder is called Cane Weave, and I chose the Cane Weave embossing folder because I think it has a few similarities, the angles, similarities to this designer paper. And it's just a little hint of interest. When you have an embossing folder that is directional, as in it's not random, when you put your papers in, you'll want to make sure that they are straight in there. For instance, if you just put them in wherever and oh, yep, they fit, your whole card will look a little bit distorted because it's not following the straight lines. So do your best to get them in there straight, even if you have to use washi tape or a Post-it to hold them in place before you close them into the embossing folder. Okay, so those are done. Okay, let's stick some of these pieces together. This long piece and crumb cake is for the back right here. This is just a lot of layering, and then cutting out the pieces for the focal point. And you know how I was mentioning there's a lot of different dies? I purposely used the dies, each one of the dies, only once, just so you could do it in one pass, and you don't have to keep doing the same one over like 6 times over. That gets a little tiring. This little piece right here is for right here on this side. Isn't that paper fun? Okay, I'll let that dry. And these pieces are for right on top of here. And I have a few tricks to assembling this project, so if you're making it, we could do that together. Or you could pause it and put all your pieces together, and then we can make it together. Okay, and this is for the back. The back is decorated. And because this is foil, try your best not to get glue on the foiled paper, because it's kind of obvious. I don't know if you could see it on here. It's right there, and it doesn't look good. I know it'll probably be covered up, but I wish I didn't have a whoops on there. Okay, let's get to starting to build this card. So this panel, I'm going to fold these pieces and use my bone folder to confirm the folds. Okay, and then this one, I already confirmed all those. So let's start out by making the column. Hoping you could see that okay. So I'm going to put glue all over right here. And like I said, I do have just a few tips for assembly. And this is one of the tips. Okay, so you can see that that gets all curled up on there. I'm going to take this, kind of fold it in half, and close it up. So this right here, that looks like a standard size card. So that kind of confirms to you that yes, I glued it in the right spot. And another thing is that very last panel, it went right into the corner of the card. Right into there. It's kind of hard to see with Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so here's the back. 1, 2, 3 sides, and the 4th side is stuck right down to the bottom of the card. And it will still fold closed perfectly. Okay, so that part is done. Next, I'm going to put this panel on, the long one, which will fit right here. crazy gluer today. Don't want to get that glue on the foil. And I'm not so much worried about the border inside here, but this border right here, I want it to be just right. Okay. Now I'm going to put these panels of textured with the cane weave embossing folder. I'm going to put these three textured panels on. And when you're looking at the textured panels, if you look at them, find the ones that are most similar, because it's almost impossible to cut perfect, especially small sizes. But if you have one that has a little bit of a bigger border, put that one on the inside because you won't see much of that. All these look pretty good. It's just it's really hard to cut small pieces. Okay, good. So this is for Avid Stampers, and if you buy the bundle through me, by the end of the month, I would love to send you 3 free card kits, and this is the first one. The other ones are going to be good too. I've got the colors and the papers all laid out. I have a plan. They're going to be good. And if you can, use this host code. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you already have it and you're making it at home, all of the paper cut sizes will be on my blog and links to all the products if you want to get all the products and make it yourself. Okay, so there's that. It's getting there, huh? Okay, so let's do this part right here. So these panels go here and on here. And they just get centered. Okay, that's looking good. And this panel here is hardly seen, but you know, we do things right. Okay, so now it's time to assemble it. So I'm going to attach this piece right here, right in the middle of this. So, do glue. And I know that's a little bit narrow, but I don't want to get too far out of the I don't want it to stick to this part here. So I'm going to put some glue right here. Maybe a little right there. And then the glue that I already put on there will perfectly line up here. Okay. And I'm looking at how much is here, how much is here. Drop it down just a little bit. Oops. And I'm lining up the crumb cake little layer with this crumb cake layer. Okay, just let that dry. I'm gonna let it get attached and then we'll do this. So let's just let that dry for a minute and then we'll come back to it. So here's our words. That's kind of boring. This goes on the back. We can do that in a minute. Okay, so the dies. Oh, we'll do the linen thread in a minute. So I'm going to lay these dies out. So I probably should have taken this tape off. At first when I saw these dies, I'm like, I don't know what that thing is. I can't stamp on there. That's too small. But I never doubt Stampin' Up. It's like, I'm just missing something. I'm going to get there. That perfectly fits behind. So when you cut out this piece out of paper, you could put glue on that piece of paper and it will set down right underneath the words. Pretty smart. And there's a whole bunch of them. There's 4 of them. So here's 1, 2. Sorry about this. I should have had this done. And they're all different types of greenery or flowers. So here's 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. And then there's also 4 little standalones, and the standalones match these 4. Okay. That's a mess. So, see how these 2 are going off to, well, when I flip it over, it's going to be going off to the right. So 2 of them are going one direction. These 2 are focusing on going this other direction. No matter what size words you choose, after you have these cut out, see how you could decorate it? Decorate the underside of your words? But that's not it. Because I was thinking, oh, okay, that's cute, but I really don't want it to trap me in to putting this die cut out in a solid color right there. But you don't have to, because you could scooch it over to this side, and that works perfectly good too. Or you could cut them apart. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Then this one matches there. This one kind of looks like a clover, matches there. This one with the, what do they call it, like pearls? It's a plant. And then this one with the little dots in it. See how they kind of match up? So that's a little bit more manageable, because at first there's just so many of them. This is to cut out the flowers. So I'm going to stamp and then cut out 2 flowers. So I'll use this one 2 times. The rest of everything else to make this card, it's 1 pass on different color papers. Yeah, okay. So I have 4 different color papers. I have Distress Gold, Crumb Cake, Blackberry Bliss, and Mossy Meadow. So 4 colors, 4 dies. So I'm just going to pick, I'm thinking these could go on Blackberry Bliss. Because this is greenery, it looks like leaves. That could go on Mossy Meadow. Crumb Cake, that could get these. And then the gold, how about these with the little dot in them? Then I'm going to stamp this on my white paper scrap in Memento and cut that out. You ready? I'll leave this here. All of that is right here. So there's this one in Blackberry Bliss. And then this, look how cute this little itty bitty is. This one right here makes that. And these are here. Then I have a tip for kind of assembling it. When you look at the sample, you're like, that's a little crazy. There's a lot of stuff, but there is a little bit of a rhythm to it. This one is down here, and then there's that. Okay, so that kind of wrangles it in a bit. And then my flowers. Okay, put these up. Much better without the washi tape on them. Okay, so when it goes to assembling it, I will copy this just because it's already kind of decided, but it doesn't have to be hard. So don't be thinking it's hard. So I'll take this one that's going to attach underneath the words, put a little bit of glue right there, and I'll put crumb cake on. And the crumb cake, I'm going to put this, I could put it right there at the end, But I don't have to. I could put it way over here or way, like stretch it way out. But I'm thinking this little branch should be right in the middle. And there's no right or wrong. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. So the only focus on attaching these two was that this branch is in the middle of the green. Okay, dry. So now let's take these next two bigger ones. These will be at the top. I think I want the gold on top just because it's so pretty. Oh, okay, maybe the Blackberry Bliss. Put glue on it. Now it's time to attach these, and it's going to be the same process. I don't want to put them right over each other. I want to have the prettiness kind of staggered a bit. So see how this one is allowing you to see the gold? That one has a little overlap. A little overlap. Okay, so that's all that's to that. Now these are going to attach to the back of the words. So a little bit of glue. And how about on this side? See, it can be over on, it can be on this side or over here. Isn't that fun? Okay. See how that attaches? Okay. Let's attach these. So glue on the top part, and maybe I'll put them, oh, I don't want to lose those leaves. So this one will stretch out here too. So both of them are kind of leaning toward the right of my words. Okay, then these, there's three more, or four more. Those, after I get this put onto the card, I'm just going to say, there's gold here, I'll tuck in the gold down here. There is Blackberry Bliss at the top, so this will tuck in at the bottom. And then the same with these others. But let's color the flowers. Oh, I have a dog in here. You hear him walking in here? Let's see if he tells me he needs to go. He's not saying anything. Okay, so only 3 markers. Ruby, I'm talking to you. Ruby's the one who doesn't like to color. So, 3 markers. First of all, color in the whole flower in the light. I'm doing this a little bit backwards this time, but there's a reason for it. Before I was trying to blend, do the dark first and do a little bit of blending, but because the flower is so small, I wanted it to be a little bit more dramatic. And I'll show you the difference of coloring the dark first and then the light. I'll do it both on here. So that's light. Now here's dark. I'm doing where the dark should be, like at the base of the flower. Okay, 2 layers. And this is how I normally do it. Dark and then the light. And just a little bit of blending. But when I hold this up close, you're going to see, oops, I went outside the line. You're going to see that because it's so small, the dark kind of gets lost on, it kind of just looks like a blob. So I ended up taking the dark, going right back over it to make it a little bit more dramatic. So this one has just the light. I'm just going to color with the dark, trying to make it not blended. It's a dramatic flower. So either way, it's tiny. Then a little bit of Old Olive. I use Mossy Meadow paper, and I was about to use Mossy Meadow for the leaves. It's like, that's too dark, and this is tiny. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, you could go out. Can you smile? I'm the doorman. Okay, so light all over everything. 2 layers. This coloring, I really don't have much to teach you, but... And I like to do 2 layers because when you do 2 layers, there's no streaks and it's solid, whatever color you just colored. So that's 1 layer, but you could see that it's a little bit lighter right up there. So if I do 2 layers, it is solid, rich raspberry light. Okay, now I'll do the dark. It's dramatic. Okay, flowers are almost colored. I almost forgot the green. The tiny little green leaves. Okay, so now we could just decorate. Oh, let's finish the card front. Okay, so we have this piece on right here. I'm going to put glue on here. The column part is done. And try to keep no glue on the foil other than right where you're sticking it down. And this next step I'm going to show you, you're going to be like, it's kind of hard to do, but it's possible. Okay, so have glue on that little lip right there. I'm going to fold this down into here. See how I'm pushing this part back? Okay, fold that down into there. So now you can see it. It's hiding in there. And I'm going to close the card, and now the glue is stuck. Okay, so I know the card will go into the envelope. That's primary important. And that determines where the glue sticks to this bottom piece of designer paper. Okay, stick. It's sticking. It'll take a minute to dry. Need some weight. Something heavy. We can work on the back. I'll find something heavy to put on here. Like stamp pads. And my glue holder. Woohoo! Okay, let's work on the back. So, on the back of the sample, it has, thank you. Now I'm going to need that stamp pad. Okay, that's a memento. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Oh, that stamp's good. I really appreciate you. Oh. Other side, magic paper. What's going on? Do I dare try to get that to line up? Oh my gosh, who could do that? Look at that. It's my lucky day. I got the happy, happy, happy. That doesn't happen. Usually it's I wasn't even going to try. That stamp's good. Well, see, now what's up with this? It did it 2 times in a row. Oh, now it's fine. Okay, and then the flower. maybe a few flowers. Flower. Should I try it? Flower, flower. I'm going to have some coloring to do. That's like a bouquet. Okay, oh, and then those little circles. I like those little circle things. Circles are done in crumb cake with, did you see this stamp in there? This one. Cute. These little things are cute too. Yeah, how to use that on a different, like the next project. Okay, so looking at the sample, I love the look of that, but I think that it's stamped too heavy. I like it when it's stamped off. Therefore, stamp off. So maybe stamp off. See, that's much better. Okay, I could go crazy with that. Okay, so a little bit more coloring. Really didn't plan that, but that's okay. Blackberry Bliss. I keep on fearing I'm going to say Rich Razzleberry. I mean Blackberry Bliss. Before we had both, and the colors were very similar. When you held them up next to each other, they were different, but I like Blackberry. It's like a really rich color. Okay, so this is Blackberry Light. I'm going to do all the flowers. Flower, another flower. This is so I don't forget where they are. I wonder if that's a bud instead of a leaf. Well, it's leaves today. So do you like the one stem or do you like this little bouquet? I like them both. Oh, and Jude, I'm going to try Alive. Jude challenged me. She says, you should do Alive. She goes, I'll be first to be there. And I'm like, oh. But I told her I would do it before. It would be my goal to do it before the end of the year. So I'll try it. See, then I could find out, should I do bouquet or should I do single standalone flower? I know there's lots of reasons to do it. So if I don't read all the comments, because sometimes I see people and they're reading all the comments rather than doing the project, which is why I have not done a live. If you promise not to get mad that I don't reply to the comments till after the video, that would make it better. That's kind of cute. Okay, let's see how this thing is drying. Well, this can get stuck down. Onto the crumb cake paper. Looks like I smeared it. Good thing that there's a little background thing going on there. Kind of hide it. Okay, did you dry? Let's see. Oh, it didn't dry. What's up with that? I wonder if it's something with the no, this stuck. That's funny. That's not good. Okay, let's do it again. Maybe I was talking too long. Definitely glue on there. Maybe I scooched it or something. Maybe it's this paper. Maybe this paper is like, nothing's sticking. It's not going to happen. Okay, So I'm going to tuck this in without touching that back. It looks like it's sticking. Sticking. Okay, looks like it's doing pretty good. Here, when we put this on, that'll give it a minute to stick. Yep, no glue where the thumb is. I'll go around my thumb. That's gonna drive me crazy. Can't do that. There. Okay, this just goes onto the back. Gets centered. Okay. Okay, let's see how that thing is doing. It's getting there, but we could decorate this. Okay, first is linen thread. So, you like linen thread? See how there's linen thread on here? Let's do that. So, to do linen thread, I put a bunch of adhesive right in the middle. Because I know that's going to be covered up. And take linen thread and wrap it around my fingers. Just a little hanging out there. I kind of like the ends hanging out. And I'm going around 3 times. Leave a little bit hanging on the other side. Okay, and then this, see how it's all in a circle? It just goes into a figure 8. It gets stuck right into there. Right into the puddle of adhesive. Okay, so this is very consistent and I want it to be a little, I like how that is, a little bit random. So I'm going to take like this end, I want the end to show. The end wants to go here, which is fine. Then I want these to be less consistent. So I'm pulling a little bit, maybe pull a little bit over here. Okay, those are consistent. There, good. Now, this beautifulness is just going to be put right onto here, right in the middle. Those are really hanging off. How do I do it here? They're hanging off a little bit. These, probably hindsight, if I could, I would tuck them back in there. Therefore, I'm going to put my word panel not right in the center. This one is in the center. That worked out good. But I think it's still going to be fine. It's got to be fine. So, 3 dimensionals. And it's going to go right against there. I'm pretending like I planned it. See, that will fit in there better. Okay. So now I'm going to start with the biggest, which is the flowers. Maybe this could go over here. Shake it up a little bit. I'm going to use mini dimensionals, but see where I had that one going? I don't want to put a dimensional over that fold. So just 1 dimensional and glue. Just a baby. Okay, 2 dimensionals came off. Well, that one could go on this other flower. Getting all messy here. Okay, and then a little bit of glue. it in right about there. Okay, I think that's covering up my linen thread. I like that one piece of linen thread, the end sticking out. It's underneath the glue dot or the dimensional. Come on. There it is. Phew. These got all consistent again. Come on, let's be artsy. Artsy, artsy. And now this one, I think it should go here. It's kind of pretty up high. Okay. Off with the stem, because it's going to be tucked under. This one can use 2 dimensionals. And glue. And glue. Okay, that's what it will be. And now I have those 4 little pieces, one in each of the colors. So, I see a gold up here, therefore I'm going to put a gold down here. And these just get a bit of glue on the stem and the bottom things. Okay, that's where it goes. And Mossy Meadow, it's down here, therefore this one is going to go up high. So just on the stem. Blackberry Bliss, it's up high, therefore this one's going to go low. Just like that. No plan. Oh, I get to put those gems on. Those gems are so pretty. Some of these stick. Okay, and the last one, crumb cake. Not so much glue maybe. That one can go right there. Okay, so they're just kind of tucked in wherever. And if any of them are floating up too much, you might have to put some glue on them. Okay. The bling. The bling is fun. My favorite. Sparkle gems. They come in gold copper color, black, and silver. Sparkle gems. So I'm going to use 5 of them. I am going out on a limb today. So I use 3 big ones and 2 little ones. 3 big ones. And I want you to see how pretty this is. Okay, so that's pretty. But look at once that's on there. Oh, yeah. Favorite. These are my favorite. This one could be kind of hidden down there. 1, 2, whoop. 3. And then 2 little ones. 2 little bitty. One more. I love these. Where's one more? How about right in here? Okay, that's it. Got that to stick. See how it closes for the envelope? Okay, thank you for watching. If you haven't already hit the subscribe and like button, I appreciate that. Have a great day. Bye.